Imagine walking down your grocery store's aisles, confident you're picking the healthiest, most genuine items for your family. Now, hold that thought because what I'm about to share might turn your shopping trip on its head. Welcome to our eye-opening video, 10 dangerous grocery products you should never stockpile. In today's deep dive, we're peeling back the labels and uncovering the shocking truth behind some of the foods you trust and love. You heard that right. Lurking on those shelves are fake, harmful products masquerading as your daily staples. We've done the digging, sifted through the evidence, and the revelations we've uncovered will have you questioning everything in your pantry. It's time to arm yourself with knowledge and make empowered choices. Stick with us as we reveal the top 10 deceptive foods you should eliminate from your shopping list immediately. This is the insight you didn't know you needed, but won't be able to forget. So without further ado, let's dive into the list of dangerous grocery products you should avoid at all costs. Since Hauser Bramching for Piris, a plate of sizzling steak, its aroma wafting through the air, tempting your taste buds. But wait, what if we told you that steak might not be what it appears? Welcome to the world of meat glue. You see a term that might sound like it belongs in a sci-fi novel, but is very much a reality in some dining establishments. Transglutaminase, the official name for this enigmatic substance, plays a lead role in what can only be described as culinary wizardry or a budget-saving hack gone wrong. Here's where things get sticky. Literally. The use of meat glue involves binding smaller pieces of meat to create a seemingly prime cut. While this might sound ingenious, it raises a banquet of health concerns. The intensive handling required in this process opens the door wide for bacteria to waltz in, turning your delicious steak into a potentially harmful feast. But here's the truly baffling part. The origins and makeup of meat glue are shrouded in starting from a base of animal blood plasma to now being synthetically produced by fermenting bacteria. The process has evolved. Yet, the details remain as clear as mud. What's more troubling? Restaurants aren't obligated to disclose whether your meal has been glued together. Next time you're tempted by a luscious-looking steak while dining out, it might be worth a second thought, or even a direct inquiry. Is there meat glue in my steak? 2. Now buckle up as we dive deep into the enigmatic universe of what's been playfully dubbed as Crabsticks, or more formally, imitation crab. Ever pondered over its shockingly low price tag compared to the genuine article? The secret lies within its less glamorous moniker, sashimi, a term veiling the not-so-appetizing truth of being akin to seafood's answer to the hot dog. Picture this mash of various fish bits, imaginatively reinvented through a concoction that includes a hearty dose of starch borrowed from sources as diverse as potatoes, wheat, corn, or even tapioca. The plot thickens with the introduction of MSG, a notorious flavor enhancer ensuring your taste buds are none the wiser. But hold your horses. Despite all this, our faux crab doesn't quite hit the mark on replicating the delicate flavor of crab. Enter stage right, the artificial crab flavorings backed by a chorus of protein enhancers, from egg whites to soy protein, all entering the fray to bolster its appeal. And because no tale of culinary deception is complete without a touch of sweetness, sugar and sorbitol make their grand entrance. Oils, predominantly of the soy or vegetable variety, join the party to smooth over any discrepancies, while sodium benzoate takes a bow for its role in granting this seafood impersonator an unnaturally long shelf life. And for the grand finale, a splash of color is added to the mix, bestowing upon it a deceivingly fresh from the ocean visage. And so, the next time you find yourself face-to-face with imitation crab, whether it's lounging in a supermarket aisle or sneakily tucked into a sushi roll, you're now armed with the knowledge of its true origins. 3 said you next. Up on our list of supermarket shockers is none other than Parmesan cheese, or at least what's being passed off as Parmesan. Picture the rolling hills of Parma, Italy, a picturesque backdrop to the creation of the world-renowned Parmesan cheese. It's a dreamy image that seems miles away from what many of us find on our grocery shelves in the US. Shockingly, what's often labeled as Parmesan might be a mix-mash of lower-quality cheeses, such as cheddar or powdered mozzarella disguised under the prestigious Parmesan name. And the surprises don't stop there. Did you know that some of these imitator cheeses come with a side of cellulose, an additive derived from, wait for it, wood pulp? Oh yes, and to top it off, mold inhibitors are thrown into the mix to keep things fresh. Despite sounding somewhat alarming, this concoction receives a nod of approval from the FDA, The reason: cellulose comes from natural sources. But here's the real kicker. This wood-derived filler can make up to a staggering 20% of the product. Imagine that nearly a fifth of what you're liberally sprinkling on your pasta could be, essentially, wood. It's a cunning cost-cutting move by manufacturers, but far from what we as consumers are hunting for when we seek out the genuine, earthy tones of authentic Parmesan cheese. This revelation leaves us pondering, what exactly are we stockpiling in our pantries? Next time you're tempted by a tub of Parmesan, it might just be worth a second glance at the ingredients. Because in the world of cheese, not all that glitters is gold. 4. Now hold on to your mugs, folks, because we're about to stir up the scene with our fourth shocking revelation. Picture, the sun's just peaked above the horizon, you're half asleep, and all you crave is that quick, energizing jolt to kickstart your day. Instinctively, you reach for that jar of instant coffee. Easy, speedy, and it does the job, right? But oh, if only the story ended there. Brace yourselves, coffee lovers. We're about to venture into the curious and somewhat unsettling world of powdered instant coffee. You see, this isn't just any coffee. Far from the beans hand-picked in exotic locations, what finds its way into these instant concoctions might leave you wide-eyed real quick. And it's not just about the coffee beans. Oh, we're talking an intriguing mix. Cereals, caramel, starch, malt, and if you can believe it, even figs. It seems like diversity took on a whole new meaning here. But here's the part that gets even more interesting. Acrylamide, heard of it? It's this little chemical that forms when coffee beans take a bit too much heat, turning them into what you're sipping on. Now, don't sit down for this next bit. Instant coffee touts more than double the acrylamide levels found in freshly brewed pots of joy. And before you go thinking, what's a little extra chemical among friends? Well, it turns out regular acrylamide get-togethers could be crashing your health party without an invite. We're talking potential nervous system antics, and an unsavory RSVP to increased risks of certain cancers makes that instant hit of caffeine somewhat sobering, doesn't it? Just something to noodle on if instant coffee has been your faithful morning companion. The food and beverage aisle is truly an adventure, isn't it? Every product, every label hides a story, a few surprises, and occasionally a cautionary tale. Stick around as we keep the revelations brewing, because in the world of groceries, ignorance isn't always bliss. 5. Brace yourself for our fifth reveal as we unwrap the sweet, enigmatic world of white chocolate. Unlike its dark and milk counterparts, white chocolate stands out, not for its cocoa content but rather its lack thereof. That's right, the creamy delight that many of us adore doesn't actually contain any cocoa solids, the very essence of what gives chocolate its characteristic taste and color. What it does boast, however, is a concoction of cocoa butter which, to its credit, is derived from the cocoa bean, milk products, sugar, and often a whisper of vanilla to round out its rich, velvety profile. But the plot thickens when we examine its composition more closely. White chocolate's luxurious texture and flavor come at the price of a high sugar and fat content, which often overshadows the minimal nutritional benefits cocoa butter might offer. Additionally, the standards for what qualifies as white chocolate vary significantly, with some products pushing the boundaries on the amount of actual cocoa butter required, opting instead for cheaper substitutes like vegetable oils. Next time you reach for that bar of white chocolate, you might ponder over its true nature, a confection that straddles the realms of chocolate by association rather than by content. In the grand tapestry of treats, white chocolate occupies a unique, somewhat controversial niche, reminding us that not all that is sweet is straightforward. 6. Now, onto something that might just shake the foundations of your pantry staples: canned or packaged tuna, a symbol of convenience and a go-to protein source for many. But what if I told you that this simple product could hold a dark secret, one that's been uncovered with some jaw-dropping revelations? Buckle up, because a deep-dive investigation into the world of canned seafood has unearthed findings that are nothing short of shocking. It turns out, an astonishing 21 brands tested during a sweep didn't contain the tuna we all thought we were enjoying, but were actually filled with a fish known as escolar. You might be scratching your head, wondering what on earth escolar is. Well, it's also dubbed as butterfish or oilfish, but don't let those creamier names fool you. Escolar has a history that's anything but smooth. Back in 1977, Japan, a country celebrated for its exquisite seafood cuisine, placed a complete ban on escolar, tagging it as too toxic for consumption, but it doesn't stop there. The true kicker? The side effects associated with dining on this fish are, to put it mildly, disturbing. We're talking about serious digestive upsets, including diarrhea, and, brace yourself, anal leakage. Yes, you heard that correctly. Next time you're unsealing a can of tuna and notice that the fish inside is an odd, almost unnaturally white shade, that's your cue to start questioning. That alarm bell ringing in your head? It's probably right. It might not be tuna at all. This revelation about one of the most trusted items in our kitchen serves as a stark reminder of the importance of being vigilant about what we consume. 7. The sticky truth about maple syrup. Hold on to your pancakes, folks, because coming in at number 7, we have the breakfast champion itself, maple syrup. Picture this about to drench your fluffy pancakes in what you think is the essence of a 100-year-old maple tree, right? Wrong. The harsh reality is that many bottles masquerading as maple syrup on grocery shelves are nothing but cleverly disguised imitators. These faux syrups are often just a concoction of maple flavor paired with a hefty serving of dark brown or refined white sugar. And just when you thought it couldn't get stickier, enter the villain of our story. High fructose corn syrup, sneaking its way into many brands, compromising not only taste but your health. Unlike the genuine antioxidant-rich treasure, tapped directly from the maple tree, these counterfeit syrups lack the natural goodness. To make matters worse, to combat the lack of natural preservation, manufacturers throw in a cocktail of preservatives like sodium benzoate and ascorbic acid. These additions ensure that the syrup stays fresh on your shelf long after its natural counterparts would have expired. This revelation might make you question everything you know about what you're pouring over your breakfast. Remember, folks, not all syrups are created equal, and when it comes to stocking your pantry with maple syrup, it pays to be a savvy shopper. Stick to the real deal and leave the imitations on the shelf where they belong. 8. Extra virgin olive oil exposed. Hold on to your hats, folks, because what I'm about to unveil regarding extra virgin olive oil is bound to shock you. And yes, though I've tackled this topic in a previous video, the revelations we've unearthed demand a deeper dig. Now, brace yourselves, a staggering 80% of products strutting around as extra virgin olive oil on grocery shelves are, in fact, masquerading imposters. Consider extra virgin olive oil, the crème de la crème, the gold standard of olive oil. This precious liquid gold is supposed to be expedited through a cold-press process, brimming with antioxidants and embodying a symphony of flavors and aromas that are nothing short of a sensory extravaganza. True extra virgin oil captivates with its refreshing scent, dances on your palate with a lively, grassy essence, and finishes with a playful peppery tickle that assures you of its nutrient-rich profile. But here's where the plot thickens: the counterfeits on market shelves. They are as exciting as watching paint dry. My Epicurean enlightenment occurred under the golden sun of Italy, where I first tasted authentic, unadulterated olive oil, and it was nothing short of revolutionary. Nowadays, a mere whiff is all I need to call out the phonies. And the deceit doesn't end there. Many of these faux extra virgin oils are concocted from a blend, including the likes of canola or other miscellaneous oils, robbing you of not just flavor but nutritional value as well. They've been heated, stripped bare of their essence, and shamelessly labeled as something they're not. Picture the silly gleaming glass of sunshine, brimming with the zest of freshly squeezed oranges. That's what we all envision when craving a glass of orange juice, right? It's the quintessential morning bliss, synonymous with freshness and purity. However, not everything that glitters is gold, and unfortunately, this stands true for many of the commercially available fresh orange juices. Imagine your cherished liquid sunshine sitting idle in vast tanks up to several months, waiting to be bottled. The plot thickens when you realize the oxygen, yes, the very element breathing life and freshness into the juice, gets mercilessly sucked out. This process preserves it longer, but at the cost of stripping away its soul, leaving behind a lackluster shadow of its former self. But fret not, for the manufacturers have a trick up their sleeve. Right before these juices hit the shelves, they undergo a magical transformation with the addition of flavor packs. These clever concoctions are designed to mimic the taste of fresh juice so well, you'd almost believe it was squeezed right before your eyes. Almost. The irony stings, doesn't it? Here you are thinking you're starting your day with the essence of freshly picked oranges, when in reality, it's a masterclass in food engineering. Thus, as we peel away the layers of what constitutes fresh in our daily glass of orange juice, it becomes evident that what we often cherish might not be as close to the tree as we'd hoped. Next time you reach for that seemingly innocent carton, remember this tale of transformation in question. Is it really the burst of freshness you're after? 10. Hold on to your shopping carts because you're about to be bamboozled by the great blueberry hoax. Have you ever eagerly picked up a blueberry muffin, dreaming of those juicy, antioxidant-packed berries, only to find you've been duped? It's a classic case of expectation vis reality in the grocery aisle. Many products parade around flaunting blueberry on their labels, but sneak in a stunt double when you're not looking. We're talking about a crafty little imposter made from sugar, corn syrup, starch, hydrogenated oil, artificial flavors, and a dash of that unmistakable blue dye. It's like they threw a masquerade ball, and the real blueberries weren't even invited. It's a food party faux pas we can't forgive. But fear not, we're shining a spotlight on these culinary charlatans. With this insider knowledge, those fake blueberries won't dare sneak into your pantry again. In the quest for authenticity in our kitchens and on our plates, we've unearthed shocking truths about some of our most beloved pantry staples. From high-fructose corn syrup masquerading as maple syrup to the great blueberry hoax, it's clear that the food industry has its share of secrets. These revelations serve as a reminder to always scrutinize labels, seek out genuine products, and prioritize quality over convenience. It's not just about enhancing the flavor of our meals, but about preserving our health and supporting honest practices in the food industry. Have you encountered any food imposters in your pantry? Share your stories in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button if you found this video enlightening and subscribe to our channel for more eye-opening content. Together, we can make informed choices and demand transparency in our food.